Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello to everyone that's joining me today. Welcome to the Riffing Pro launch party. Look, I'm going to get my party noise going. Welcome to the launch party for Riffing Pro today. And you've already seen a little bit about that little video that just played is a little bit about the course that we're launching today. And I'm so flippin' excited to be bringing this to you. Firstly, I want to say hello, everyone that's watching. Thank you for coming along. Make sure you check a comment, whether you're watching from Facebook or whether you're watching from YouTube. Please check a comment in and let me know where you're joining from and what time it is for you where you are. Where are you joining us from and what time is it there? Hopefully it's a good time for all of you guys to get comfy, get yourself a nice cuppa or something celebratory or whatever, and join me for this wonderful look and celebration really of piano riffing. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Ruth Power. I'm the founder of Piano Picnic, and I've been working on this course for probably since about August, September last year. So it's been quite a while, actually more like, definitely August. And my courses don't normally take quite that long, and it's not because I was sitting back having a holiday. I wish. It's because this course is really, really important to me, as all my courses are, but I'm going to share with you a little bit in a moment about why I love riffing so much and a bit of my story. Just want to make sure we've got we've got some people chiming in on YouTube. Gray Marshall says 3 p.m. in New Mexico. Hi. Hi, Gray. Nice. Thank you for joining me. We've got Diana's in London, Ontario, Canada, and it's 5 p.m. Cool. Okay, thanks for letting me know, guys. And just a reminder to anyone who's joined us today, if you're here watching live, you are going to be treated to a live lesson demo taken straight out of the course. So the riff number 1 from Riffing Pro, you're going to get to have that within this broadcast for free, so that you can, it's really important for me that you actually get a proper look at what the course is like. So we're going to sample that. We're also going to sample another part of the course that is very exciting. I'll give you more about that later. And we're also going to hear more about what's in the Riffing Pro course, because you're all here obviously because you're interested in riffing on piano. So make sure you get in the comments. Let us know where you're coming from. Maybe let me know, have you ever tried riffing at the piano before? I'm really curious to know this. That's the first question. And the second question I would really love to know is, how confident are you in your piano playing? What's your confidence like? Okay, because I'm going to talk a little bit about how riffing at the piano really changed my confidence game. So that's our topic for today, really talking about confidence. Because I know a lot of pianists I teach and have come to Piano Picnic struggle with confidence. You know, they have a wonderful ability at the piano, but everyone, no matter what level you're at, confidence can be a struggle. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well, and how riffing can maybe help you. We've got so many people joining us now. Whether you're joining me from YouTube or Facebook, I can actually see all of your comments. We've just had Gray has joined us from YouTube, and Diane, I think, is joining us from Facebook. So I can see all of your comments, so make sure you say hello. I'd really love to know that you're there. That's the only way that I can see and do a shout out to you. So please say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're coming from today. And also the 2 questions that I really want to know is, have you tried riffing before? And what's your confidence like at the piano? So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to get into the stuff very shortly. I'm going to do some more exciting sound effects because I can't hear you, so I'm just imagining my own party noises that I prepared earlier. And I also want to draw attention to my dress because I bought this dress especially for today, as I do. And I've decided this is my new tradition with launching courses, is that I'm going to get myself a new dress. I don't go out and buy a new dress. I'm a massive fan of thrift shopping. You might know this about me. So a lot of my clothes I get from the thrift store. And I pretty much always have. I went through a phase of wanting new designer clothes, but I really, really enjoy rustling through and finding treasures. So I found this awesome dress. I'm going to give you a bit of a spin. That was my drink bottle. I don't know if you can see, Ruffles. Woo! So I don't normally wear pink. Anyone who knows me, I've never worn pink in my life, but I decided that for this course, I wanted to wear a bright pink. So Riffing Pro inspires people in many, many ways. So that's my party dress. Get in the comments, guys, because I really want to see that coming through. But let's get into, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about why riffing, right? And then we're going to get into that free lesson that I talked about. So the reason I wanted to know is how many of you are really confident at playing the piano is because my confidence really did not kick in with my ability at the piano until I started riffing, until I had been riffing for a little while. And a lot of you may know my story and that I did the traditional training up until grade 8 solo piano is what they call it. And I sat up to, I think, a grade 5 theory as well. And that was all in my sort of school days. And I really had to be pushed through by my piano teachers to get through those grades because I sort of I was always a bit of a messy pianist. And I always felt really self-conscious about that I couldn't play perfectly in the way that my teachers wanted me to play in that classical style, right? And playing perfectly from the sheet music. And to be honest, I didn't really practice playing that way very much because what I wanted to be practicing and playing was the songs of the pianist that I loved the most. And I wanted to be playing freely and putting my own creative spin on those songs. So there was this point of frustration for me and very low confidence because, I would go to, would get made to do piano competitions, which I didn't really enjoy. But to be fair, I only did like a couple of them because I hated it. But I never got anywhere. Because I was always just fluctuating in tempo and doing sort of, whatever I do when I'm playing and just being a bit of a rock star and not really doing the thing you're supposed to do when you play classical piano. So I really felt like I had no place. I wasn't that confident in my skills as a pianist, and I didn't even know that I was going to play piano for the rest of my life. But then I started to copy the pianist that I really liked. I actually started studying the songs and listening to and trying to play the songs of Alicia Keys, who I adored. I used to really love Diana Krall, Ben Folds 5. I used to love Coldplay, Vanessa Carlton. Those were some of my favorites when I was younger. Let me know in the comments if you like any of those artists as well. But I used to play those songs. I'd get the sheet music books. I had loads of sheet music books of like pop songs, and I would learn them note by note from the sheet music because that's what I knew. And, gradually from looking at that sheet music, I started to realize that because when you buy sheet music for pop songs, the books that you get are what they call PVC, right? So piano, vocal, and chords. They have the written notation there for you to follow, but they also have the chord symbols above. And that was an extra sort of trick that once I started looking at the notes that I was reading on the notation in relation to what the chords were, I started to realize that the notation was often just playing a pattern of the notes within the chord. And quite often that pattern was repeated throughout the song on different chords, right? Follow me here, okay? So I'm talking about the reading the sheet music and realizing that the notes from the sheet music, the written out piano part, corresponded with the chord symbols. Of course they would, right? That's why those chord symbols are there. But when I started putting two and two together and realizing that these were patterns, and maybe I could take that pattern and use it on some different chords, this is when I started to get this idea of patterns. In music, we call it motifs. When you're studying music, it's a motif. Some people call them patterns, licks, fills, riffs. You can call it comping, you can call it chording, you can call it so many different names, right? But it's this idea of a pattern that you can apply in lots of different situations. So once I started realizing this, I started to apply it in different situations, right? This idea, I thought, I can do something with this. I started a band with some of my friends in school, and I would start writing songs using some of those patterns that I'd found from the Alicia Keys that I'd copied, or the, Tori Amos songs that I'd copied. And I started playing with rock bands as well, and trying to keep up with guitarists and drummers who come out, in their first lesson, they're taught to riff with rhythm patterns. And I wanted to keep up with them. So it was really important that I started to become more rhythmic in the way that I played music at the piano, rather than worrying so much about specific notes. Playing with bands, playing in church. I used to watch the keyboardists at church, and I've talked about this before, taking a chord chart with no written music, just chords and lyrics, and they would turn it into this amazing arrangement at the piano. And I was like, okay, I got to learn how to do that. And that was also about building my riff bank. If you haven't heard me talk about the term riff bank before, that's something that I've coined, that I've started talking about, basically to mean my memory of patterns that I can apply over different chords, different chord progressions, different keys, even in different genres, when I need to get creative. So having this, I've lost my place. Having this ability really saved my skin on multiple occasions. So as I started to be more of a performing pianist, I started to have these situations where riffing really saved my bacon. So if you're wanting to do anything like play with a band, do gigs, if you want to start improvising, if you want to start composing, if you want to play from lead sheets, all these sort of ways where you might play the piano and you're sort of making it up when you go along. Riffing is a way of preparing for those off-the-cuff moments. Things like I would be playing in a live band, and then we'd have to jam. We'd want to extend the end of the song because it was really rocking and everyone's like up the front going for it, and the crowd is loving it. And we're like, let's keep this song going. And the guitarist is yelling out chords, and I'm having to keep playing with him on those chords, right? So riffing comes in handy for that. Also, I would be I'd be paid to do a set of a certain amount of time for in a lounge bar. They'd say you have to fill 2 hours or 3 hours. And I'd run out of songs because I played something too quickly, and I'd have 15 minutes to make up the end. What do? I just think of some chords and start riffing on them. Saved my bacon so much. What else? Church. Oh my gosh, playing for church. So someone would request a song. Oh my gosh, song request. And I would have to, if it was a song that I didn't know yet, I'd have to just look at the chords and just start riffing on the chords along with the rest of the band so that the congregation could sing along. So riffing really saves you bacon in all those situations. I really hope you guys know what save your bacon means, because otherwise that would be a really weird saying. So I'm going to do a shout out again, just take a moment here to say hello to some of the people we've got here today. So we've got Adrian says, hi Ruth, Adrian from Toronto. I'm not very confident with riffing. I think I'm too uptight and not very confident with it. Thank you for being honest. Yeah, thank you so much for being honest, because this is what I wanted to get everyone realizing, that we all often feel the same way. We can feel confident with playing traditionally, and lots of people are much better than I was at that. But getting confident at playing freely is something that comes from preparation, right? And so that's why we want to learn these riffs. We also have Joseph here from France. He says, awesome dress. Thank you so much. I'm saving the planet. One secondhand thrifted dress at a time, and I don't mind. Mary Lou says, hi, Ruth. Mary Kay from Nevada, not confident with riffing. Loving your dress. Thank you so much. Maybe I should wear more pink, huh? Thank you so much, you guys. So I'm going to get back to my experience with riffing, because I think this is really important that you understand where I'm coming from. I never have any problem with being being sort of self-deprecating when it comes to my classical chops at the piano. So I have done demonstrations at times where I've tried to play a classical piece that I learned back in the day. But I'll be honest that these days I get so much joy from the creative things that I do. I play with my husband in a band. You can't see the drum kit just over here, right there. I could almost touch it. My husband plays drums and we jam together, and we have so much fun playing rhythms and writing songs and doing covers and riffing and improvising, and that is my life at the piano. So I'm confident at that now, and I just don't even really bother learning classical pieces, just because my tastes have changed. When I was younger, that was my inspiration, but now, whatever. I'm not bagging classical music by any stretch, but I'm just saying that in terms of creative learning, this is your specialist right here. So whatever, as I said before, there's so many different names for it. Riffing, jamming, licks, fills, comping, chording. It's essentially the same thing. We're taking this motif, this pattern, and we're playing it, and we're memorizing it, and we're storing it for later so that we can use it in those creative situations. It's almost like a sort of a secret weapon. I think learning riffs is like having a secret weapon sort of stored away in your back pocket, or in your ankle, by your ankle in your boot or something, a little dagger hidden away for when you need to whip it out and attack some creative free playing. Man, that metaphor really worked out for me, didn't it? But so that is my story about why I love riffing so much. So now you can get a little bit of a vibe for how important this course is to me to make really, really good. I'm going to talk more about exactly what you get in the course, some of the features, which so many exciting things, and one particular thing which I'm pretty sure is a world's first in terms of online piano courses, which I'm really excited about. Let me know in the comments if you think what that might be, the world first that we're doing in this course, because I think I might have told the members in our last coaching session. Let me know if you can remember, guys. So we're going to go into the video lesson for today, which is riff number 1. Now, this is taken straight out of the course. So it's actually the course video. And I wanted to do that so that you could see exactly what the lessons look like. When you go into the course, what it's going to look like, so you know exactly what that's going to be like. And then straight after that, we're going to go into the special world's first feature that you guys may not have heard of before. So the lesson is 2 minutes, and then after that is a little follow-up segment that is going to be 4 minutes long. So if you have your piano nearby, please give it a go. You can give it a go live, because you will have enough time, and it's demonstrated and broken down so easily that I'm sure you're going to be able to do it. So get on your piano right now, have your headphones on. The first part is a video lesson, so watch it. And then when we go into the second part, you don't have to watch the screen. You can just have your headphones on. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I'm so excited. Here we go. This is riff lesson number 1. Now, first disclaimer, I just want to say this is riff number 1, but it's not the first lesson in the course. So if this is a little bit far along for you, don't worry. We do get into, I do a whole introduction to chords and chord inversions before we get to this point. But this is the first actual riff. Here we go. Now, also, it's very simple. We start simple in the course, riff number 1, and then it gets progressively more challenging. But what I'm going to do is we're going to do the lesson. You're going to learn how to do it, and then I'm going to show you here exactly where you can take that riff once you've been practicing riffs and you've developed your riff bank. Here we go. Okay, now that we've covered the basics of chord inversions and voice leading, we can start going into some actual riffs. This is the really exciting part. So I'm going to demonstrate for you the first chord riff. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can keep repeating. Okay, so it's not so much about which chords we play as it is the way we play them. So in this rhythm, we're playing on the beats 1, 3, 4. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can play this on any chord, any of these chords in the progression, obviously, but let's try it on something like a E flat minor. That's our E flat minor there with E flat, G flat, and B flat. The reason we're doing this chord is just so I can show that it's not about the type of chord or the chord that we're playing, it's the way that we play it. So we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we can move between a chord progression. Let's go through the doo-wop progression as we did before. C major, A minor, F major, G major. If you feel comfortable voice leading, then that is great. If you're not quite ready for that yet, let's just play it in root position. I will turn on the metronome again so we can play nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, have a go at that first chord riff before you move on. Make sure you go check out the guided practice tracks and have a go at that before you come back to the second chord riff. Okay. Hello. Okay, so that was the video lesson. Now we're going to get into the guided practice track, right? So this is a feature that is a world first, I believe. Now this is something that it will guide you through. You're practicing this riff step by step. So this part is a bit longer, it's 4 minutes long, and quite often the guided practice tracks go for even longer than that because it's really about that step by step practicing with you so that you don't have to think about what you have to do next. Have I practiced this enough? What do I do now? How do I apply it? Is it in my riff bank? These practice tracks, guided practice tracks, guide you through your practice so that you know that you've done it properly. It's removing the thinking element from your practice session. And I found, I'm going to get onto it in a second, but I found that with previous courses, there's this gap between people doing the video lessons and actually practicing it on their piano. And there's sort of there's a gap, there's a divide between those two things where the practice isn't really happening because you're not sure what to do. That is a thing of the past, my friend, because these guided practice tracks, which I'm pretty sure no one has ever done before, guiding you fully through your practice session, as well as having a jam with you, with a backing track and all that sort of thing as well, is something I'm really, really excited about. So we're going to get into that now. You don't need to be watching the screen. You can just listen and sit at your piano and follow the instructions. Here we go. This is a bit longer. It's 4 minutes. Okay, now that we've covered Okay, now that we've done inversions, we're going to start looking at these chord riffs. How exciting. So chord riff number 1, you've probably already, I hope you've looked at the video lesson already. We're playing through a chord progression: C major, A minor, F major, and G major, okay? Let's take some time now to just piece out those chords. So C major is C, E, and G. A minor, A, C, and E. F major, F, A, and C. And G major, G, B, and D. We're going to be using this chord progression quite a lot, so I won't go through it every single time we do a guided practice track. Now, this riff has 3 chord iterations to a bar, to a measure. We're counting 2 beats to the first chord. 1, 2, and then on 3, 4, we're playing both of those counts. So on 1, hold for 2, play 3, 4. That's our riff. Nice and easy, right? Let's go to A minor and do the same thing. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 1, hold for 2, play 3, 4. Let's try F major now. 3, 4. On 1, hold for 2, and 3, 4. Same for G major. 3, 4. 1, hold for 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so these, because we're playing these in root positions, we're going to have to jump around a little bit. So be aware of that. Maybe practice that a little now if you want to pause this track. Now I'm going to get the metronome going so that we can play this together. If you want to stay out of the first one and just listen, that'd be great. Then I'll leave it running so that you can play the second time on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 1, hold for 2, and 3, 4. A minor, hold for 2, and 3, 4. F major, 2, 3, 4. G major, hold for 2, and 3, 4. Now you. A minor, hold for 2, 3, 4. F major, hold for 2, 3, 4. G major, 3, end on C. Now that you know how that's going, you can always just rewind a little bit and do that bit again. Now let's get the drum beat going so you can have a bit of fun with it. I'm going to count us in. I'm actually going to play a pad instrument so that I can help you with which chord we're playing, but you're going to be playing the riff entirely yourself. And 1, 2, 3 on C, and let's repeat that back to C. And finish on C again. Well done. Okay, that's chord riff number 1. I hope that was nice and easy for you. We're going to be getting harder as we go, so hold on to your hats. Okay, how was that? How did you guys find that one? I hope you enjoyed that lesson. And of course, there was the guided practice track that leads you through the practice session. You don't always have to do that straight after the video lesson. In fact, I recommend that you do the video lesson wherever, because they're on average 2 minutes long, just like that one. And you can do it, you can watch it in your coffee break at work or on the train or wherever, away from your piano, and then come back to your piano, get the guided practice tracks going, look at your cheat sheet which has the notation, and you can just practice along with that in your ears. Now what I normally do is, this is how, if you're thinking, oh, how am I going to listen to the tracks if I'm also having my headphones on listening to the piano, I normally have a pair of these just earbuds. and I'll have this plugged into my phone or computer or whatever, the song that I'm trying to learn or the guided practice track that I'm listening to. And then I'll have my over-ear headphones over the top so that I can hear the piano. That's if I have to be completely quiet. Whereas if you don't care about making noise, obviously you can just have your piano up, turn the speakers on, and just have earbuds into the guided practice tracks, or do everything out loud. Put the guided practice tracks over the stereo and have your piano out loud into the world if you don't care who hears you. So that is a really valuable new feature to this course that I'm really, really excited about. So what do you guys think of that lesson? I'm curious to know. It might have been quite easy for many of you. Let me know in the comments. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a demonstration taking that riff and giving you a bit of a sort of inspiration as to where you can take it as you start to develop your riffing ability, as you get more of the riffs in this course, and as you become more confident with your riffing. This is what you can start to do. So we haven't got the top-down camera because I've got the good camera on me now. But you can still see me sort of from behind. I'll try and be on an angle so you can still see. Yeah, that's fine. Need to do some press-ups. So I'm going to get this going, and then I'm going to bring in a cool little backing track so you can sort of get the vibe of how we do the guided practice tracks. And also I'm going to extend it out into some fun stuff as well. Putting this up here so it doesn't get in the way. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. So steady. Here's our riff. Okay. All right, so that was a bit of a look. And I'm just going to get this camera nice. And that was a bit of a look at where you can take that once you're more confident with your riffing. And I guarantee that by the end of this course, you are going to feel so much more confident with riffing, giving it a go. I played this a few times along to the track yesterday, but it's different today to what it was every time I played it yesterday. That's just the nature of riffing, as it's sort of like how I feel in the moment comes out, whatever riff in the recesses of my memory comes out. And that's what you guys can look forward to as you start to grow confidence. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this course a bit more. So let's have a look. I want to go into and show you exactly what it's going to look like when you guys enroll. So let us I'm going to go to, here we go. Okay, so this is good. That works straight away. That barely ever happens. Okay, so here we go. Maybe we'll get a little, let's get a little me in the corner there. No, it's not working. Anyway, okay. So this is what the page looks like when you go there. You can just enroll straight away if you want to. It's $97, and this is a really premium course. Obviously, I said I spent so much time on. We've got the extra guided practice tracks, which are really that extra level of a course where I'm definitely not leaving you to go and practice by yourself. You're being led through that every step of the way. So that price is reflected in that. And the fact that this course is actually in two parts, really. We've got the main, that's just a little video that you can watch if you want about the course. We've got the main course part, which is teaching you the fundamentals of, this stuff is just about what a riff is, all stuff that I'm sort of talking to you about today. Fundamentals of what a riff is, when you'll need one, plus the 8 different categories of riffing and how to use them. So this is the main course. And you'll get, oops. Oh gosh. What's going on? You'll get chord riffs, bass riffs, melodic riffs, rhythmic riffs, riff magnets, supporter riffs, mixed riff, and riff thief, which is how to steal the riffs from songs that you know and love. So that is one of the more exciting, in my mind, that's one of the last chapters, because it teaches you get this idea of how to go to the songs, as I was talking about before, the songs of the pianists I loved, Alicia Keys, Elton John, and Ben Folds 5 and whatnot, and get the patterns from their songs and use them in your own. So that's the course section. It also, when you go there, just to say, it's $97 for a lifetime purchase, or you can pay $270 and get a whole year as a all access member, which means you get to access this course as well as all of the other courses that Piano Picnic offers, including Songs by Ear, Loving Lead Sheets, Peaceful Piano Improvising, and Super Basics, plus all the workshops that I've done as well. So that's 2 options there for you. Now, as I said before, the screen-free guided practice tracks, that's over 5 hours of handheld walkthrough practice sessions to help you sit at the piano, not have to really think about what you need to do. So I'm really taking away that wondering whether you're doing the right thing. And also the screen-free aspect of it, I think, is really great, because when you sit at the piano, often I don't always want to be looking at the computer screen or my phone. So the second part of the course is this Done For You Riff Bank. Now this is going to be, those 2 parts are going to be delivered separately. So the first part is going to be delivered in segments over the next month. So the first 3 modules are waiting for you now in the course, and each remaining module is going to be delivered is drip fed. So it's drip by drip, in order to make sure that you guys don't rush ahead, because it's really important with these riffs that you apply them in different ways before you move on. So the course is coming first, and included in this, in the whole enrollment, so in your $97 lifetime access, is this mega bonus, which is the Done For You Riff Bank in the various genres here. We've got righteous riffs for church, rockin' riffs, blues riffs, jazzy riffs, show-off riffs, and riffing flair. Now that's going to be released in March, and you get it as a part of your enrollment, but it's just going to be staggered release. That's really, really exciting. I don't know of any other course that offers you such a broad range of genres in riffing training. I've seen people that specialize in jazz riffs or blues riffs, but this is the whole lot, and no one else is doing this. So this is definitely the place to come. So you've experienced the guided practice tracks. The other thing that is really interesting is this random riff challenges, where I will send you randomly a random riff challenge, which is just something to get your brain buzzing about what you can do with these riffs. It's going to be applying it in a different way that's not in the course. Those random riff challenges get sent to you out of the blue. So you'll never know when it's coming, which I like. And that challenge, should you choose to accept it, is going to be really great in helping you apply those riffs in a fun way. Now, I do want to point out, if you guys have any questions right now about the course, please just check them in the comments and I'll make sure that I get to them later, just after I've talked about this. Here's one other thing. Actually, before we get to this, one other thing that I wanted to talk about, and that was that the quaducator, so each riff is broken down 4 different ways, meaning that we're catering for lots of different learning styles. You get the notated version in the cheat sheet in case you like to read notation. You also get the video playthrough from above, so you can see the piano keys and me playing them. You also get animated keyboard display, which is really great for seeing exactly what keys have been playing, because sometimes in the camera it's not quite clear. So the keyboard display is really, really great, as well as the guided practice track. So that's 4 different ways catering for all those different learning styles. And today I have a special offer, and it says 36 hours. Okay, fine. I thought it was going to be 24. Well, you have 36 hours to get the special launch offer where you can enroll in the course and you will get this replay 1-hour intensive coaching, We Love Chords, completely free. It's worth $47. I did this live to the membership last year and everyone loved it. They said it helped them so much in remembering which chords were which and being able to find them on the keyboard. So this is a really, really great for those of you who maybe don't feel confident with your chords so much yet. So there's that's expiring in whenever that timer runs out, which I thought was going to be 24 hours. You got an extra 12 hours out of it because I clearly set the wrong time on the timer. This is so fun. But yeah, so that's the deal for today. And I really just wanted to, so where do you enroll? There's these buttons all the way down the page. So where do you go to? pianopicnic.com/Riffing Pro. So there it is, pianopicnic.com/Riffing Pro. You guys can go and get involved in that right now and get that bonus. Oh, my time is rumbling. It's lunchtime. Bonus chords, I Love Chords, We Love Chords training, which is worth $47 when you sign up in the next few days. I'm so excited about this course, you guys. I'm really excited for you to get involved. Really, I would like to say that this course is for everyone. And in fact, it is good for people of all different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The reason I say that is because those levels that we talk about, those labels for levels, I call them labels because they normally are, they're referencing the traditional system, right, of reading notation and playing correctly from notation. The thing about riffing is that you can be an advanced pianist in a traditional sense, and I get lots of piano teachers coming to me saying they are they're incredible players. They teach piano for a living, just like I do, but they haven't necessarily explored the creative side of riffing like I have decided to specialize in. And so they, even though they're advanced pianist, they also want to learn this stuff as well. And so really it does cater for every level in terms of that. But who I don't want doing this course, this is not for you if you just want to go and watch the 2-minute lessons and that's it. And because you're not going to get the results, and I do not want you to waste your money, to be honest. So as long as you can commit to doing the video lessons, doing the guided practice tracks, doing the random riff challenges, sharing your journey with us in the Piano Picnic forum where we can support you, inspire each other. as long as you can fully jump into everything that I'm giving to you in this course, then I promise you're going to see massive results, and you're going to be way more confident at your creative playing and riffing in general. So anyone with any questions, please just let me know in the comments. Haven't had any comments in a while. Let me know you're still there. You guys are still with me. I know it's a lot of serious talk, but I'm still party, Ruth. We're still partying. Here we go. Oh, let's get some sound effects going. Yeah. I don't know why I have my headphones on still. But yes, that is live now. I was going to push publish live on the video, and then I was like, what if something goes wrong? I can't handle that. So I published it this morning. It's live. You can go in and enroll. Those of you who are members, I haven't quite connected it yet, so you can go and look at the sales page. If you're a member, you don't need to buy it unless you want lifetime access. Then you can. But if you're a member, it's going to be hooked up very, very shortly. I just need to go in and do a few little technical things in order to make it inside the membership. I'm going to do that today, so don't you worry, you guys can get in there. Those of you who are interested in the course, you have those two options. You can buy it now for $97, and I know that it's a bit more. You'll notice that Loving Lead Sheets was cheaper than this one. That's really honestly reflected in the material that you're getting and in those extra features, the guided practice tracks, the random riff challenges. That's all extra work that I've put into this course because this topic is so important to me. And I'm just so excited for you guys to get in there. I'm going to look at my script because I'm supposed to have talking points, but I'm just getting carried away and excited because I really want you guys to join in. Okay, we've got some comments here. Adrian says she's just enrolled, Ruth. Can't wait to get started. Thank you, Adrian. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for you to get in there. This is rocking. And Gray said she's still here. Thank you for letting me know. Thanks for watching today, guys. Honestly, it's been such a journey putting this course together, and I'm really, really excited, mostly for you guys to get in there and start riffing. And I want to hear from you in the forum about how you're doing. And as you've probably already gathered, if you've ever done Piano Picnic courses before, if you're new and you've not enrolled in one of my courses before, the whole premise behind a lot of what I do is those 2-minute video lessons. That's always been really important to me. They're snackable. Piano Picnic. I love my little food metaphors. But they're snackable content so that you can really be learning anywhere, because I know that everyone's busy. Everyone's busy, and I get so many people saying, I really want to learn piano, but I don't have time. And my answer to that is, I'm sorry, but you do. How often do you spend scrolling on your phone? Instead of scrolling on your phone, you could be watching a 2-minute piano video lesson. I don't want to be patronizing about that, but I think we all can carve out a little bit of time for the things that we love that are going to make us feel good. So I hope you will give yourself permission to do that and to indulge in yourself and in developing yourself and your skill at the piano. I tell you that it is just extremely satisfying as you start to unlock these new riffs and these new levels of riffing. So please come and join me. I don't really know what else to say other than we're going to take the party inside right now, inside the course in the forum, you guys. I know my members are active in that forum, and they love telling me what they're up to, what their new goals are this week, what they're working on. And that really is anyone you guys can join, whether you're a member or whether you're just joining the lifetime access of this course. All the piano picnickers can come into this group and share your journey, and I really love to hear from you. Any questions? Okay, this is a really good question, guys. Gray says, what level of piano experience is recommended before entering the course? So the thing about my courses, and I get people saying this all the time, is that when you do the first few chapters, it can seem really, really easy. And this is something I do with every course. So with every course, because creative piano, sorry, I'm getting to the answer. With creative playing, chord knowledge and playing chords is essential, because that is the rather than reading notes on a page, we are interpreting chords. That's what most of my courses are about, whether it's lead sheets, playing by ear, improvising, or riffing. So with every course, I always do from the ground up learning about chords. And in this course, it's no different. So even if you're not quite familiar with the chords, I do cover that. And I cover basic chording if you've never played chords before, and also chord inversions, which a lot of people may know about, but haven't practiced to the point that they're really fluent with playing chord inversions. So I cover that as well before we get into the riffs. So that chord riff lesson that we just looked at, the chord riff number 1, that comes after all of that introduction to chording and inversions. Also with the we love chords extra training that you get if you sign up in the next 36 hours, that is also, again, that's a great foundation in learning chords. So in terms of piano experience, you need to have fingers, and I would say, I hate talking about grades. If you don't read sheet music, you're fine. You will be taken care of. If you do read sheet music, that is there for you. So I really have got all these different ways of presenting the riffs in order to make it easy for everyone to absorb. Now, in terms of the actual mechanics, how good do I have to be playing rhythms? You don't even, nothing, level 0, because as you saw before, that riff number 1 is super, super basic, and then we just get progressively more difficult from there. And there will be a point in the course where you will come up against a riff that will be really, really challenging. I guarantee it. And if you don't, then send me an email. But when you get to that point, celebrate it. That's a good point. Come to me, tell me, say I've reached riff number 10 in the bass riff section and it's got me stumped, because that is a great time, because we know that is the point where you're going to have to put in a little bit of extra work, a bit of extra application, and applying yourself in order to master that. But you will master it, because it's just a matter of applying it in different ways until it comes natural to you, and it will. So that hopefully was a 10-minute answer to that question. Yes, so I think that's all I have today. Really, all there is for you guys to go click that enroll button and enroll now. And I will see you inside the course. Very, very exciting. So thank you again so much. I'm going to go and watch my ticker every enrollment that comes through and do a little woot to myself. I might go have a piece of cake as well, just to celebrate. Why not? But thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so flattered and humbled that you guys joined me to launch this course. And if you're watching a replay later on, which I might be sharing the replay with people who are in the Piano Picnic email list, then thank you for joining me on the replay as well. I don't forget about you either. But particularly live people, thank you for showing up today and getting this party going. And remember to play it like you mean it. And I will see you later. Goodbye.